Now, all that might seem very simple, but there are a few things that you need to be able to work on. Not only are you going to be working on your counting 1 through 10, you're also going to be working on your transitions, your commands, learning all the Japanese terminology, so on and so forth. But when it comes to your punching, there's always more and more layers you can add to it. So once you feel like you have it down, you feel like you have your counting down, we need to make sure you have good habits that you can continue to build upon. Because again, it all adds to better technique, and better technique leads to more power. The first thing, to throw a proper punch, let's make sure we keep our palm up, and just before we hit the target, we want it to be as last minute as possible. Then we're going to rotate our fist. The next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we're nice and relaxed. So I'm not going to be tense, tense, tense. That takes away speed, and again, that takes away power. And so I'm going to be nice and relaxed. And again, just the last minute, I'm going to rotate and squeeze, hitting the target. The next layer, I need to make sure that I'm hitting the target. So our target here is the solar plexus, the soft spot of the body just underneath the sternum. This is actually a spot that's soft no matter how much you train your abdominal muscles. This has to stay soft because we're aiming straight for the diaphragm. And after you make impact with the target and your force has gone through, we relax again. Another layer you can add to this, if you feel like you're getting it down, you're counting nice and well. For beginners, they tend to throw their technique, bring it back, throw the technique, bring it back, and that's good. To bump it up a level, we need to see a transition where I'm halfway out and halfway in, and then I fully launch my technique out. Halfway out, halfway in, and I launch my technique out. This is good sparring technique. You want there to be as little space as possible from one technique to the next. That allows, again, better speed, and it gives your opponent less time to react, and again, it gives you more points in sparring. Another level that we can add to this, we need to make sure that our power does not come from just our arms. And this is probably the most advanced part of the technique. Once you really feel like you're getting this down, you need to feel like your power is coming from your stance. So you need to add a little bit of hip rotation to it. Again, it's not just my hip. I'm actually pushing with my foot. I'm pushing into the ground, and that's causing my hip to fling out, which is causing my shoulder to fling out. So again, it's called ground reaction force. The force I immediately put into the ground, equal and opposite reaction, is going to end up coming out through my shoulder and into the target. And so, as you're practicing all these things together, squeeze, relax. And of course, the faster you can make this transition into the squeeze, the more power you will have.